The car behind me is a 2007 Ford Focus with the 2-liter engine, and it's in a bad way. The owner was driving it down the highway and the battery light came on, then the check engine light came on. So we towed it here to the shop and we gave it a scan. Here's the codes in memory. It's got a generator field terminal circuit. That's because the alternator stopped spinning when the belt came off. Cylinder head over temp and over temp protected. Let's go back and get some freeze frame information here. We'll be able to see what the conditions were when this code was generated. So it was pretty cool outside when this happened. It was 33 degrees, but that didn't stop that engine from overheating. Went up to 246 degrees. And that's why I'm concerned, because this thing was overheated. Even though she shut the engine off in under a minute, she said, it still got really hot. And now we got to check to make sure that that head gasket and cylinder head are in good shape. So I thought it was pretty obvious that the serpentine belt fell off. Let's have a look under the hood and see why it did. Well, there you go. That's the power steering pump pulley. And there's the shaft. That just broke clean off. So it looks like the first domino to fall in this whole series of events here was the power steering pump reservoir leaked. And that caused the power steering pump to run dry. The bearings got hot. They seized up, so the shaft stopped turning, but the pulley kept turning, and it sheared off that shaft. That sent the belt flying and the overheating condition. So let's have a look at this thing and see if we can salvage this engine and get it back on the road. All right, I am going to test the coolant system to make sure it's not leaking. What I'm looking for, or what I'm looking to not see, is a head gasket leak. So this is just one of the things I'm going to test. I know it won't pick up all head gasket leaks, but we're going to do this one first. And I've got the adapter set. Let's see. You can see on the cap that the system is rated for 17 to 22 PSI. So I can turn this up to 17 to 22 and that'll fully stress that system. Yeah, we're losing pressure pretty fast here. I don't like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull off these coils and get the spark plugs out of there. We'll have a look down in the bore and see if I can see any antifreeze coming in. Let's hope not, but this isn't looking good. All right, let's just zip these coils out of here. Whoa, whoa, wow. All right, I wasn't expecting that, but there is a severe leak in that spark plug tube seal on the valve cover, so that's gonna have to get fixed if this engine is still good. It's a little bit more slowly in case this one's leaking too. Now that one's good. And that one's good. All right, so just number 4 has a pretty bad leak on it. That can be fixed with a gasket. Let's go ahead and pull those spark plugs out. All right, I'm using this evacuator because there's so much oil down in there. I'm just gonna put this tube down here and pull that oil out. So another trick Grandma taught me to get that even cleaner is to just take your air nozzle, point it down the hole there, and then cover the hole with a mat or something and let that oil spray out. Curious to see what's down in there. Have a look down here. This is number 3. If you look way through that spark plug hole, you can see that the top of the piston is black. It's got some carbon on there, and that's normal. The engine's been running. It's going to be a little bit black. Let's move over to number 4. Have a look in there. There you see the top of the piston on this cylinder. It's number 4, and the top is a clean metal color, and that's not good. What I'm thinking could be happening here is if there's a head gasket leak on cylinder 4, it'll steam clean the top of that piston and get all that carbon off. This is just a cylinder leakage tester. We're gonna put air down into those spark plug tubes, fill those cylinders with air, and see if we get a leak. All right, so this is cylinder 1. We're at top dead center on cylinder 1. I've got it set to 100 pounds and it's got about 95 pounds or so in the cylinder. So a little bit of leak down, but it's healthy. Let's move on to number 4 and compare it with this. Went past top dead center for cylinder 4, and the best I can do is get 20 pounds of pressure in there. So it's got 80% leak down coming out of that cylinder. I'm guessing that's going to be through the head gasket, but let's find out. It just started raining outside, so I don't know if you can hear it, but right here at the exhaust pipe, that's where the air is coming out. It's faint, but I can definitely hear it and I can feel it with my hand. So we've definitely got an exhaust leak on the number 4 cylinder, and that cylinder head is gonna have to come off for us to determine exactly what's wrong. We probably have either a broken or a bent exhaust valve. Maybe it's burned up, but we won't know until we have a look at it. I talked to the owner of the vehicle and let her know that the cylinder head has to come off in order for us to know exactly what needs to be done to repair this vehicle, and she's okayed it. So we're going to go do that in the next video. So now it's time for me to remove that cylinder head, and as soon as that video is available, you'll see it show up right over here and you can click there to continue with the series.